Alrighty guys, this is going to be our second live stream for today of Avorion. We're going to be focusing on Xsotan artifacts, but if you're seeing this part, you are watching it back on YouTube. If you haven't yet, be sure to check us out over on twitch.tv. We do live streams of Avorion, other Path of Exile. We also do a little bit of music and that kind of stuff too, so be sure to check us out. We're going to go ahead and dive into the stream. Alrighty guys, we are live back with our second round of Avorion live stream for today. I went ahead and made a few modifications to the ship. I added that nice box on the top, which is all one massive ass shield generator. I've added some more thrusters so our ship isn't so garbage when it comes to maneuverability. And basically we need to get a couple of engineers up in this so we can power our our generator that we added on the bottom, which has a thruster on top of it, but it's that center block there. So the ship is actually coming together pretty good. At some point we'll probably go through and get our all the pieces kind of like encased in hull and kind of make it look a little bit nicer, but I'm gonna wait until we get some more shields put on this bad boy, just because we only have a couple million shields now. I just figured we'd kind of beef it up a little bit because I plan on fighting the AI. That's kind of the plan. I decided that we're gonna do a little bit of background music this time. Once we get some people in the live stream, I'll figure out, how to tune that so it's not too loud for you. But this is just a like beat playlist type thing off of Spotify, so no worries, you can check it out if you want. I might tag it in the description, might not, whatever. It's I want to say it's, let me look for you. So this beat is called Criminal by Caliber Beats. It's off of the freestyle rap beats and hip hop instrumentals playlist off of Spotify, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in the playlist and all that noise. Anyway, we're just flying over to this station to grab some more engineers, and hopefully this will be enough. Not quite, we just need a few more, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab like 60 more, just basic crew. We are gonna need to expand our crew quarters, it looks like, but that is okay. So let's go ahead and get this fully staffed. I'm gonna start training 50 of these dudes. And in the meantime, because those guys are going to spit out, we are going to go ahead and throw a bigger crew quarter up on here, just so it can house the guys that are required to fly it. And kind of what I want to do is put it back here, if I can. So maybe we'll do like that. So it's kind of like we got a bridge now type deal. I don't know. Like I said, this is, well, I haven't said it yet, but I've said many a time, my ship designing skills are not the best in the world. Like, my ships are not super duper pretty, but they are functional and don't cost too much as far as resources go. Like, when you start adding a bunch of hull and stuff like that, that's where you start really increasing the cost of things. So I just have a few integrity field generators out here, so everything's blue. It really does help with the hull. We almost have 600k now. That's kind of a combination of two different things. One, we've added a bunch of new blocks to the ship, and two, the integrity field generators. So it looks like that actually still isn't enough crew quarter capacity. So we can house 768, but we've got how many? Over 800? Okay. So we will just turn this whole thing into crew quarters, I guess. It's fine. Hopefully I got enough Xanian to do it all in Xanian. That would be ideal, but we might not, so let's try to do this. So that's going to cost 1,000. Yeah, we don't quite have enough, so we're going to have to do these ones out of Trinium. We're probably going to take a little detour real quick and mine up some more Xanian. I do have our miners mining Xanian now, so like we are generating a decent amount. It's just I've spent through it. Like, I've added probably close to 300,000 Xanian worth of blocks to the ship, so it has expanded significantly. So now we should have enough crew quarters, it looks like. It's not red anymore, so that's good. Where does it show that? It should be on this page. Crew quarters 960. So yeah, we've got a little bit of excess. I mean, I don't know why it said we were in red, but that's fine. Whatever. Who cares? I guess we will add the extras in as minors. Sure, why not? And what I should actually do, I'm going to train a couple more captains. These 50 have to go first before these will start, but I want to have some more captains on the boat, or well, ship, whatever. Just because we only have one extra, and if I want to build another auto miner at some point, we're going to need more than that. So, alright. We're in the galaxy, kind of where we left off in the last stream. Unfortunately, my computer crashed, so I wasn't able to do like a regular ending for that, so I do apologize about that if you were tuning in to the last one. But hopefully my computer decides to cooperate this time, and we don't have to worry about it. With that being said, I am going to move these guys down, and now that that is calculated, we're going to jump into this hidden mass sector. Hopefully it's a good asteroid one. And we can mine up some Xanian and get us kind of fueled back up. It is pirates, yay! And it's a pirate shipyard. Fun stuff, fun stuff. We're not going to fight the shipyard. We're probably strong enough to fight the shipyard, in all honesty. We almost have 10k Omicron worth of damage potential. And then with the 2 million shield, 600k hold, like that should be strong enough to handle anything in this region of space, even on veteran difficulty. But I don't really want to get into a big fight at the moment if I can avoid it. So we are just going to fly away for the time being. I would like to expand our generator capacity a little bit, just because when we're recharging, we are kind of limited on how much we can boost and stuff like that. So that is kind of annoying. But that's okay. We probably did unlock an additional system slot based off of all the stuff that we've added onto the ship. Like, our volume should have gone up quite a bit, in all honesty. So that could be good for us. You know what? Fuck this guy. We are going to end your life, son. You want to play? Fine. We will play with you. Don't get scared. Don't be running away. Yeah, you mess with the wrong guy, homie. You should have, like, used a scanner and saw that we are so outgunning you that you shouldn't even bother. There we go. He's dropped. Easy peasy. This one past us. We'll go ahead and start hitting him. So there's a lot of fucking ships in here because it's a shipyard, but that's okay. We've got the shields that we can cope with it fairly well, I believe. So I'm not too worried. Like, we've got an ass ton of pirates attacking us right now, so not a big deal. Our warp core will cool off and we'll just warp out anyway, but I figure we're waiting. We're not faster than these guys because we can't use our boost, so we will just kill them instead. Or at least some of them. Maybe we'll get some lucky turret drops or something. Who knows? Might be worth our time. So there we go. Got them. I guess we'll take this one next. Whoa. He's got a fairly big shield. Compared to the other pirates, I mean, it's still not that large, honestly, but yeah, we're not going to fuck with this anymore. Our warp drive is charged. See you later, pirates. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah. Not worth our time, in all honesty. Like, we really need to go gather up some Xanian, that way we can expand our generator just a little bit more. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, all things considered, but still, like, I would like to expand a little bit. There is an asteroid in this sector, so let's just check out the demand and see. So silver is 13%. Platinum is 8%. So, I mean, we could consider building a silver platinum mine in this area. This is a smuggler's outpost, so that's actually not a bad thing to find, necessarily. So, we'll just... Well, yeah, my keyboard's fucked, but... There we go. Alright. So not really the sector that we're looking for. We'll go over to this other yellow one, I guess, and see if we get better luck. But there might be some Xanian in here that we can mine up in the meantime. Granted, our core is already charged, but... Let's see, did we get another system slot? Not quite. How much more processing power do we actually need? Probably not that much. 55.7 is where we're at. We need 59. So that's not too bad. I bet when we add on the next addition to the generator, like, that'll give us enough to unlock the 12th slot, which will be nice. I actually am looking forward to that. So this was a hidden mass sector. I don't know why there's nothing here, but that's okay. We'll go to this one instead. Maybe there will be asteroids in it because it is off of the warp lanes. So there's a casino. Not very much. But let's see. Maybe there's a big asteroid in here. That's just hidden or something. So that is iron. I don't really need iron anymore. Is that a hidden? No. Just an 8K. That's not really worth it either. Alright, fine. We'll go down here then. I mean, there's got to be some good asteroids around. Like, I would think anyway. I don't know. Let me do this. I am just going to tune this down just a smidge on the music side. I don't know if it's too loud or not. Like, it's hard for me to gauge just because, you know, like, I can't hear my voiceover at the same time. So I don't know how the sound's mixing for you, but hopefully it's not too bad for you. But anyway, I figured it's better to just go with like instrumental music as opposed to like music with lyrics in it for this kind of thing, just because, you know, like I'm talking at the same time, so it might get a little bit difficult to understand what I'm saying if there's lyrics, so no worries. Once we get some people in the chat or whatever, just, you know, drop something in there if it's too loud or too quiet, or if you want to listen to something in particular, we can swap it around. Not a big deal. So there's a few asteroids in here anyway. Not the type that we're looking for though. I want a big Xanium one. That's what I want. Like 200, 300k. So I can just get a chunk. And then I can go ahead and add on the generator that I want. So it looks like there might be one hiding behind this claimable. God damn it, smashed into something. That's a shame. Oh well. Not a big deal. We got mechanics for that. They can repair, or yeah, I think they're called mechanics. Whatever. They can repair the ship, so not a problem. We will have to repair a little bit. That's what the yellow icon means, but not a big deal. There is 100k-ish Xanian asteroid, so we will mine this bad bama up. And we'll probably send out our fighters, because we do almost have 2 full squadrons, so that will help us. So send these bad boys out. Help me mine this big-ass rock. I mean, granted, we could use some of the trinium that we've got and upgrade the ship. So, last time we were talking about how much it costs to run my station design. 450 credits. That is the cost every 3 hours to run the station template that I use. That's how little crew there is on those rocks, but it makes me money, so whatever. Let the fighters deal with that for a sec while I rejuice. So we're ready to go. Cool. Anyhow, once we get a little bit of Xanian and we increase that generator capacity, we will go ahead and warp to find the AI. So the way the AI works, basically you warp into empty space and you have a chance to encounter him. Supposedly after 10 jumps, or 10 consecutive jumps into empty space, you're guaranteed an encounter, so I don't know if that's actually legit or not. I assume that it is. It is from the Avorion wiki, which they tend to be pretty accurate on stuff like that, so we shall find out, I guess. Normally, he's not too bad. Like, when you're looking for the AI, normally you can find him relatively easily. Or at least in my experience. That's kind of how it's been, so we will see. So we could go into there and mine, I guess. And there's a resource depot right there. Dope. Just gotta let our fighters return before we warp out. So there's one left. But not a big deal. Maybe. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Like, what the hell is he doing? Like, he's glitching out. They must not like this little foil that I have. I should probably just expand the depth of the dock so they can leave at the edge of where that whole piece is. And that might fix that a little bit. The AI pathing just can't deal with that type of turn, I guess. I don't know. And it's normally only like 1 or 2 fighters that have an issue like that, so we'll once we get this Xanian refined up, we'll go ahead and just expand those hangar bays real quick. Because even though, like, we didn't gather all that much Xanian, relatively speaking, but it should be enough to at least expand the hangars. They don't cost that much compared to, like, a generator or a shield or something. Like, shields are hella expensive. I'm surprised that's not a claimable, in all honesty. Looks like one. Oh. Weird. I don't know. Every once in a while you'll see rocks like that, but they're almost always claimable asteroids. So there we go. That'll give us 64k. Xanian, that should be enough to do what we want. Anyway, not too bad. Get this figured out. Get some more resources. Throw that inside. And actually, I suppose we're not building economies this time, so I'll update this stream information to Zo. O before the T. Update that real quick so it's a little more accurate for people trying to find us on Twitch as to what we're actually doing. So there we go. Go ahead, repair the last little bit of damage, and let's go ahead and extend these docks out. So I'm gonna break off all this hole that's kind of encasing it, and we're just gonna drop these off, like as in remove them. And then we are going to go in, we're going to pick hangars. And they're not docks, I don't know why I'm calling them docks. They are hangars. We're just going to make it a little longer. So like that maybe? A little more. Make them wide again. Kind of like that. That should work. I kind of want that married up to the edge, though. That do its thing. So that'll leave it blocked. Sometimes it's a bitch and a half to actually place these. But you need to have at least one end have that gray line on it. Otherwise, the fighters can't exit. So right there, it looks like. Overlaps too much, huh? What block? Is it too long? Shouldn't be. What the hell? Alright. And this will also expand how many fighters we can house on this ship, which actually isn't a bad thing. Ultimately, I'd like to have like 5 squadrons worth, so we are going to make it a little taller. Ooh, perfect. That's what we want. That is what we want. This did not get deleted, apparently. And that's probably what this was running into as well. This little whole piece, so let's try that and see if we can move it in just a little bit more. It's a little bit more inside the wing now. Just kind of, I like that look. I think it looks good for like a hangar. So we'll try that. Give it a shot. I mean, I should probably encase these in whole. We've got the trinium to do it, so might as well, right? D all the way. Cool. That piece will be kind of awkward to place, so we're not going to worry about it, but there we go. Alright, I think that's a little bit better. We could encase all these thrusters in whole. I'm not too concerned about it, in all honesty, so we're not going to fuck with it. These probably need integrity fields, maybe? Nope. Okay, cool. We are right as rain then. We could, well, we've got 50k. That's not a lot to add a generator. Kind of what I'm thinking is I'll build like a bar right here that's generator. Anyhow. So, cool, that's still doing its deal. Let's see, did I actually mark the sector I wanted to go to? No? Okay, fine. We're going to go in here, because it's an asteroid field, so it should have some Xanian asteroids for us. We are going to mine some more. I want to get like 300k, because that should be enough to build the size generator I want. And then after we do that, meaning build the generator, we're going to go find the AI, defeat the AI, and then we're probably going to go start Operation Exodus, just to get it out of the way. And then we might do the Xsotan Brotherhood after that. Or just the Brotherhood. I don't think they're called the Xsotan Brotherhood. It's a mission. You can get at stations randomly, so we'll do that one. Okay. Mine's probably not even worth our time in this area, so we're not even going to worry about it. We're just going to sell this rock. Or, well, it looks like someone already claimed it. Interesting. Okay, whatever. Come on, give me a big Xanian, not these small little pebbles. So that one's probably like a 50k. Close to, anyway. And I guess let's go ahead and send out the fighters. It just makes it a little bit faster for us to mine these. Because it increases your DPS, basically. So, worth doing, I suppose. And if we do gather the 300k Xanian, that'll be good for us just for 2 reasons. One, we can build the generator we want, and then 2, we'll still have a little bit left over most likely, so we can continue producing fighters. Because they cost 5,500 Xanian each. Granted, our R miner in the Xanian region should be gathering enough Xanian to kind of support the fighter production, but I don't like running below 5,500 just because I know that's how much it costs to build the fighters. And I consistently want to produce fighters, so anyway. Let's go this way, I guess. Maybe this area has some good ones. It's just iron. Let's see. Iron rock. There's some small Xanians around, so maybe there will be a big one in the middle or something. Haven't found one yet. So, I mean, that's a hidden one, but it's a small one. So, probably not worth it. Okay, so this is kind of a bust too, in all honesty. Not very many big Xanians anyway. So, we're probably too far out, is probably what the issue is. So if we kind of work our way back this way, maybe we'll go into this sector. It'll do a little better for us. And while we're going there, we can, we'll go through empty space. We might get lucky and run into the AI on the way. And if we do, we'll just kill him because, I mean, in all honesty, we're strong enough as it is to defeat the AI. That boss fight should be pretty easy, all things considered. So there we go. We've got our fighters back. Great. Go into this one. See what happens. I wonder if that's just a base, or if that's like an 808 for the low part on this. So not, like, I know that the hits are an 808, but I mean like the, there's like a second low instrument with this song. So I'm wondering if that's also, an 808. So that instrument right there, I wonder if that's an 808. Sounds cool, whatever it is. We'll go do this big asteroid, I guess. We might go pick up that 30k after. We've got the cargo hold, so that's not really an issue. It's just more about what's going to be easier to gather. Now, I could set these fighters to harvest as opposed to attack. But if I do that, they'll start mining everything that's within, like, 3 kilometers of the ship, which I don't necessarily want everything within 3 kilometers. I just want to gather Xanian, so I can... When I set it to attack like that, they'll only gather the asteroid that I have selected. So you can kind of guide your fighters a little bit better that way. Making them gains on the Xanian. What's up, Zen? What you doing? Huh? What's up? Yeah, that's my dog back there. She's coming to say hi, I guess. She's saying I've been on the computer too much, huh? Have I been on the computer too much? Yeah? What do you think? I'm gonna go grab her a treat real quick so she kind of stops snooting my elbow. So I'll be right back. All right, bub. Let's go get you something, huh? The way. Good girl. All right, we're back. Yeah, gotta make them work for those treats, otherwise they think that they just get them for doing nothing, which is fine. I mean, I don't always make her do tricks, but I try to keep her up on those so she doesn't forget. cools. Go ahead and mine some stuff out. But I mean, between our fighters and the lasers on the ship, like, we actually make pretty short work of Xanian asteroids now, which feels good. Like, once we have the full 3 squadrons, like, it'll be even better. So I'm really looking forward to that. We almost have the 2nd squadron full. I am going to have to train more pilots, but that's alright. I can do that. Not a big deal. I really should put cloning pods on this ship so I don't have to hire the basic guys from the stations anymore. It doesn't cost that much to do it, but still, like, it'd be nicer to just kind of generate them myself. And then I don't have to realistically go to the stations at all anymore. But, for hiring crew, that is. I mean, I'll still go there to, like, equipment docks and stuff like that. But, it would be a big progression, all things considered. Not too bad, though. We are chewing through this pretty good. But yeah, once we get this asteroid, we're going to do the one behind it, I think, next. Just so we have enough, like, between this 180k and the one behind it's probably close to 100k, if not a little bit more. That should be enough to build the generator I want. And we could consider, if we have a lot left over, we might consider building cloning pods as well, and sticking them somewhere on the ship. I could also upgrade the engines, like the 4 new ones that we've added are Trinium instead of Xanian, so we could upgrade them to Xanian as well. Might be worth the spend. Same with the crew quarters, we could upgrade to Xanian. Just so we've got all the, like, utility blocks at max level. Just kind of something that I try to do as much as possible. Like, if I need just a little bit of something, like crew quarters or something, then I'm okay, you know, using a material lower than the max. But generally speaking, I try to max out the material quality on all of the utility blocks. It's kind of worth it. It increases the base stats and everything like that. So we're gonna have to move to hit this, I guess, just to clean it up. Cool. And this is only a 24k, I guess, so it's fine. Those to attack. Start mining it out. Should be pretty fast. That's not a very big one. We might get the one that's down below as well. Because we probably got close to 200,000 Xanian in the cargo bay right now, would be my guess. So I want to build up a little bit more than that. How much does this one have? 12,000. I think the one that was back this way was like 30k. Probably not highlighted anymore. Alright, fine. Let's go ahead and fly off in this direction. There might be a better asteroid for us. And normally it's good to call your fighters back in if you're going to go far distances, just because they're nowhere near as fast as your ship, so it'll take them a while to come over and actually help you. But I'm not too worried about it. It's not that far of a trip between those two clumps of asteroids, so should be alright. So this is a hidden one. Cool. How much do you have inside of you? 33k? Alright. That's reasonable. Start mining it out. And then the fighters will be over shortly. But anyway, welcome to the stream. If the music's too loud, just let me know in chat and I'll turn it down a little bit. But yeah, anyway. We're just mining some Xanian so I can expand the generator on the ship, and then after that we're going to go fight the AI. Because I want to try to get the Xsotan artifact so we can get across the barrier and get access to that Avorion, because we're pretty much ready, I think. I mean, it'd be nicer to have more DPS probably, but you know, that's at 10k we're probably, you know, beefy enough that we'll be alright for that fight anyway. And granted, you don't even have to really do the fight, you can just fly through the wormhole and skip it more or less, but it's sometimes fun to do because you do tend to get good drops from killing all the Xsotan that spawn out when you open the barrier portal or whatever. We still have to find that, of course, but it's not that difficult to locate usually. Alright, so there's not any Xanian over here. So our fighters are coming back. I'm just going to call them in because we are going to go a little ways away. We're going to maybe head off to these asteroids over here. So we did get another 30k from the refinery there. So one of our miners just picked up. But anyway, let's take a look and see how much Xanian do we have. 204,000. So I want like another 100,000. So we're gonna go mine at least 1 or 2 more asteroids. Depends on how big they are. Like that actually might 465. That'll do her. We will mine this one, I guess. Ooh, we almost have that second squadron complete. I'm excited. Gotta get a little closer for my ship to be able to fire on this. But this will give us enough Xanian to do what I want. It's gonna take a fucking long ass time to mine probably, but that's okay. There we go. At least start on it. But this is way better than mining a bunch of small ones when you find a massive one like this. Because you get all of it in one drop, basically. Like, that'll probably... We'll probably have close to 600,000 Xanian. I mean, our efficiency is only around 70% for all of our fighters and the lasers on the ship. But, it's 465 times 0.7 is what, like... 10% would be 46, so... lose about 120. So we'll be around like 550,000 Xanian once this is done. So not too bad. While those fighters are doing their thing, I'm just gonna upgrade these to Xanian real quick. Cool. And then while we're here, we're also gonna do the engines. There we go. Now we're looking a little better. Anyway, not a big deal. I just figure might as well, like, it increases us a little bit. And they don't cost that much. It's realistically, the resource sucks are going to be your generators and your shields. They cost a lot of whatever material you're building them out of. So that's why I want to have a big stockpile of it before I try to build this generator. Because I want to put a big one on there. Like, honestly, like, having a little bit of excess capacity would be good. Because then I can expand the shields on the ship a little bit farther, which would be nice. I mean, granted, we've got 2 million shields, rather, but I'd rather have like 5 million shields, right? But that takes a lot of fucking power. So anyhow, not a big deal. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Like, if I could have 5 million shields by the time I do the barrier wormhole fight or whatever, like, that should be enough, I would think, to handle it. or at least, you know, like tank most of the Xsotan that come through, and then if we get, you know, close to losing our shields, just go through the wormhole or whatever. Because I don't necessarily care about losing the ships. They'll all have, basically the way you open the portal, you need all 8 artifacts, each of them in their own ship. You put them by these asteroids, and then once they're all in location, it'll open up the wormhole to get across the barrier. So basically, you will get a reconstruction token for each of the little garbage ships that you build to hold the artifact. So even if it gets destroyed, you don't lose the artifact. Those ships will respawn back in your home sector. You can destroy them later and recover the artifacts if you want them. But once you get across the barrier, basically you just find one Avorion asteroid, mine out like 50 or 250 Avorion, I think is the smallest block that you can place for a warp core. You place one tiny speck of Avorion, and then you can jump across rifts, so you won't have to worry about it anymore. The barrier won't matter, right? So, anyhow, that's kind of the plan. But we still have quite a few artifacts to get. Like, we only have 2 of them. We have the Swax artifact, and we've got the whatchamacallit, the Xsotan artifact. So I'm just gonna deal with these pirates because they decide to come bother us. So we'll take out this one first. He's weak. He doesn't even have shields, which is bizarre since we're in the Xanian region. You would think they'd all have shields by now, but that's okay. No complaints. I just called back my fighters because if they happen to finish mining out that asteroid before I defeat all the pirates, they'll go into defense formation, which basically means that they'll defend my ship from incoming fire, so they'll get destroyed as we kill these pirates, which I don't really want to lose the fighters if I can help it. They don't tend to target them, you know, like, because unless they're doing damage. Like if they were combat fighters, they'd target them. Oh, they're leaving. Yeah, damn right. You better run, son. Oh, he's not running. Well, he is, but also isn't. I don't fucking know. Come here. You about to have a bad day. Damn right. You just got dropped. Alright, we're just rebooting into the game because my computer decided to take a shit on me while we were streaming. So, we'll restart the stream once we get booted all the way in. Because I don't think it's still up. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Adjust this down a little bit. And once this loads, we'll start the stream up. Alright guys, so I apologize about that. I'm sure the stream cut out. My fucking computer decided to crash. So that is my bad. I don't know. This is the second time it's done it today, so I decided to take off the vent cover for my radiator because I have a water-cooled CPU, just to see if that maybe helps. Maybe it got too hot or something. I don't fucking know. Like, it doesn't feel like it's all that hot, the air coming out of the fans, so, like, I am not 100% sure what happened on that. But anyway, it's fine, I guess. Just go ahead and keep on mining. It's fucking dumb, but, anyway, we'll see. The pirates will probably spawn back in, is my guess, because it looks like it rolled back the galaxy a little bit. And I wonder if it's because I'm playing Spotify. Like, it could just be that I'm doing too much at once. Like, if I pause that and close out Spotify, maybe that'll help. So we'll maybe try that for a little bit and see. Maybe we'll have a little bit more stable for a little bit. Kind of sucks. I actually was digging having the beats going in the background, but that's okay. Try to keep the stream up because, I mean, that's the most important thing. I feel bad because we actually had someone watching and the stream crashed, so they kind of got booted out, which I'm sure sucks for them. So if they rejoin or watch this back on YouTube, I apologize to whoever was watching. I'm not sure why my computer has started doing that now. Like, randomly it'll crash while I'm streaming. It's kind of, like, it kind of sucks, in all honesty, like, because you'll be doing something and be saying something, and then, oh, your computer died, so they don't actually get to hear what you're talking about. It does look like it saved the upgrades we made, so that's good. XTR, why can't you find a refinery? What the hell? Is it this one? Nope. It's gonna be this one? Well, yeah, you're not supposed to find a refinery there, you dumbass. You're supposed to go in... What? What's going... What? Alright. That's weird. I guess the refinery that used to be there got destroyed or something. Strange. Because it was fine a minute ago. So we'll just move them up here, I guess, and have them refine. And then go down here, and mine, and go back here, and loop it. And try that instead? I don't know. It's not the first time that's happened either. Like, I had a ship that I know had a refinery in its sector say that there wasn't one there, and when I looked, there wasn't one anymore. So, I don't know, maybe they were getting attacked by an enemy faction or something like that. That could be, I guess. But, whatever. Not a big deal. We almost have this big chunk of Xanian mined up. Then we're going to go to a resource depot with this ship. Get that all refined up into usable material, and we should be ready to build our big ass generator. And depending on how much Xanium we've got, we might also consider putting on some cloning pods, I think, just so we can start training our own crew, because I'm gonna want more pilots, so I can, you know, have more than 3 full squadrons of fighters. Like, I think that ship right there makes 2. Yep, so we got 2 full squadrons of Xanian R mining fighters now. So it's working on the last line. What I'm going to do once that one's full is I'm going to build another squadron and just, you know, move it out of the production line. So we can keep building more, because once you have like 5 or 6 full squadrons of Xanian R mining fighters, like, you just clear shit out when it comes to mining so fast. It's great. Anyway. So there we go. He was able to get his pickup. Nice. Wow, that was a lot of neonite. Almost 100k. But this should be done momentarily. Cool. There we go. Call in our fighters. We'll go ahead and set our warp point to a resource depot, which there's one here. How much money do we have? Almost 7 mil. Cool. So we could potentially buy something. I think there's an equipment dock in this sector too. In all honesty, I kind of like how this ship is kind of being built out. I like where I have the hangars anyway. I like the 2 on the back and 2 on the front and side of the wings. Like, I think it looks good. I would kind of like to redesign the engines, I suppose. Those look a little bit jank, but can't get everything, right? I can't buy that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would go buy that yellow. It actually would be a good thing for us. That's point defense, which I don't care about. Our salvaging, not worth it. It's not even Xanian, so... Double chain gun, 1000 damage, or DPS, whatever. That's actually not too bad for, well, I guess it's 3 slots, but even so, we're not gonna waste our money. Where is the resource depot? There's the icon right over here. Okay, cool. You fly on over there, get this Xanian that we just mined up, nice and refined. Then we're gonna add on our generator. And I might, in all honesty, I might try to add on a couple more engines. Or like, just to kind of fill in the area a little bit better. There we go, that's gonna take 4.5 minutes, that's fine. Let's just look and see if there's a trade route in this sector. No. Didn't think there would be, but it's worth checking usually. But yeah, kind of where I plan on putting the generator. If you see that open space in between the back 3 boxes and the front box, I'm going to put one right there going across. And yeah, I think it'll do pretty good. Then we'll probably end up, at some point we'll end up, you know, kind of expanding out the hull to this ship a little bit, so it's a little bit more enclosed, more or less, and maybe doesn't look like just a bunch of blocks stuck together. But that'll be later. Like, honestly, I'm not too worried about it. For me, the main thing is having something functional, and the aesthetics part of it, I don't worry too much about. But it is nice having a ship that looks good. I will say that. Now we could sell some trinium and make some quick cash. 9 each, so if we sold 100,000, that's 900k. So, that's actually not that great. Never mind. Never mind. I would turn on the fan that I've got in my room, but it actually kind of, like, I think it'll screw up how the voice recording piece works, because my microphone's open. Like, I'm not using the mic on my headphones, I'm using like a regular stand-up mic or whatever, so it'll fuck up the quality, almost certainly. I've tried it before. So yeah, we're not going to deal with that. I think it'll be okay now that I've taken the cover off. Like, this is the cover, more or less. Like, this is what I got, and it's not bad, but it's got like this foamy thing that blocks the mesh, and I guess that's to prevent dust from falling into the radiator or something. I don't fucking know. It looks nice, but this material, whatever it's made out of, it's like heat absorbent, so sometimes it'll get really hot when it's dissipating heat. So I'm wondering if that is why it crashed last time, is because the processor got too hot, so the computer shut off to protect my hardware, which, if it did, thank you, computer, because I don't have the money to buy new parts at the moment. So I guess that's fine. But anyway, this is almost done refining. Then we can build our generator and kind of get that situated. And I think I will build some cloning pods. Like, we'll maybe put I don't know, where should we put the cloning pods? Maybe like back here. I don't need a lot of them, realistically. Just enough so I can make some crew, so maybe we'll just slap one right here. Like that? Sure, why not? Now we can make our own crew. Dope. How much capacity did that... Oh, 78. That's actually perfect, because we can only train 50 at a time. So we'll go ahead and put 50 in the hopper real quick. They just come out as basic guys, so the regular untrained crew. But since we've got this academy right here, we can train them up to be whatever we want. I do have 2 captains going. Those take a little while, but I want to increase the number of pilots I've got. So we'll probably take that up to either 48 or 60. If we take it to 60, then we can have 5 squadrons. So we'll probably do that, and then I'll start training more engineers, more mechanics, and that kind of thing. So we've got a little bit excess. Like, I would like to have 130% on those. Oh, what's up? How's it going, Fireblade? Yeah, round 2. I don't know. I felt like doing the AI fight primarily, but I want to go get some Xsotan so we can get across the barrier, because I think we're strong enough. Like, I added a big-ass shield generator to the ship, so we got like a couple million shields now. We've got almost 10k DPS, so like, I feel we'll be okay for the barrier wormhole fight, because you don't actually have to fight all the ships. You can just fly through, and then you're fine once you're on the other side. So anyway, I think realistically the only question is, will we be strong enough to fight the Brotherhood? But I think we will be. So we'll find out, I guess. Let's go ahead and throw on the generator. Build a nice big ass bar like that, and get a little taller maybe. So that'll add another 200. Yeah, that'll be plenty for the foreseeable future. We'll encase that with a little bit of trinium. Just so we don't have an exposed generator, right? Maybe that way if we like crash something on the bottom or whatever, it will only cost trinium to repair as opposed to xanium. I guess while we're doing encasements, we'll go ahead and encase these inertial dampeners because they look ugly. Cool. So, oh, I got these ones back here too. This is what happens when you don't encase stuff when you first add the blocks. You end up having to go through and add in a bunch of things, so not a big deal, but still. Alright, I did talk about maybe adding some engines as well. So I kind of want them to be roughly the same shape. I could try the copy and paste thing. Aw, yeah, that just saved me so much time. Oh, that's annoying. It's not evenly spaced. God damn it. Okay. Fine. We're going to delete this one and move it over so it looks a little bit closer. Okay, there's that. I can't really add them on the bottom here because it'll block my hangers, so we're not going to. I guess I could put them off to the side a little bit. It kind of ruins the slopey piece that I've got, but that's okay. I don't necessarily care. Let's just make sure, yep, that one's clear, dope. Alright, just so we're a little bit faster anyway. I mean, not that much, but cool. So we are set. Let's go fight the AI. So kind of the way this guy works, you will encounter him randomly in open space. If you jump consecutively between 10 open space sectors, you're guaranteed to encounter the AI. So we just have to make 10 jumps at the very most before we get to do our boss fight. So not a big deal. Now that we've got Xsotan artifacts, we can actually fight him. If you don't have a Xsotan artifact, even if you encounter him, you can't attack him because he's invulnerable. So we encountered him a couple streams back, and we were going to fight him because he's not that strong, relatively speaking. But we didn't have any Xsotan artifacts, so we couldn't damage him. But we're going to deal with these pirates first, get a few credits, and call it good, and all that noise. If the stream crashes again, I do apologize about that in advance. Hopefully my computer will, cooperate, but no guarantees. It's already crashed twice today, so I don't know. I'm not sure why either. Like, it just randomly has decided to start crashing now, which sucks, but not a lot I can do about it. So we tried increasing the airflow by removing the filter gate on my radiator, so hopefully that will kind of deal with the problem, but I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. So we've got a open space sector. Maybe we'll get lucky and just encounter him right off. If not, that's okay too, I guess. Nope. Alright, fine. And you don't have to go far either. Like, you can literally jump 10 sectors that are right next to each other. You still have to wait for your cooldown, obviously, but that's okay. Ours isn't too bad when you're in empty space. And as I understand it, the AI will automatically attack you if you've got Xsotans installed on your ship. So once we warp in, the fight should start pretty much right away. This will be the 4th jump, so at maximum we've got 6 more jumps after this before we'll encounter him. Jump number 5. Because we should be deep enough here, we're basically right up on the barrier, which is right there, so like this should be in the region that he spawns. I forget what the actual numbers are. It's like 250 to 350 or something like that. So we should be in the right area. Alright. Well, we'll see if this 10 jump thing is legit or not. I mean, I'm thinking that it is. It's on the Avorion wiki, so I mean, normally they are pretty spot on with the info they put out. But who knows? So 3 more jumps. We should find him. Well, we're guaranteed to find him, supposedly. Alright. Come on, give me the AI. I just want to kill the AI, please. So pirates, I don't care about either of those, so we're not going to deal with them. Nope. Not yet. Man, I guess they're going to make us do all 10 jumps, apparently. But that's fine. I kind of wanted to test out that stat anyway and see if it's legit. Because I hadn't heard that before, but... like, what depth are we at? Yeah, we're in the right depth, I believe. Way out? One more, maybe? We'll go up here. Because I think, yeah, I don't think there's like a inner limit on how close you can be to the center. Well, apparently there is. Okay. Oh, fine. We'll go up here then. It doesn't necessarily matter where we encounter him either. Like, I just gotta run into him, I guess. I guess I could be looking, because I have found a couple of the Operation Exodus stuff. Where is it at? So, X343. Basically, the way this one works, you'll get either an X or Y coordinate, so you basically jump on that coordinate line, and you'll run into another coordinate somewhere else. Eventually, you'll get 2 coordinates from the drops, and then you actually start like working your way out to the edge of the galaxy is kind of how that mission plays, so no worries. We're nowhere near that coordinate though, so yeah, we'll probably have better luck just finding a new one, which I think you encounter those in the yellow sectors is where you find the beacons, is what they're called. So we'll look for that next, I guess, after we do the AI. Because that mission's always a pain in the ass, so I'd like to get it out of the way so it's done. Oh, alright. Guess we chancing jumped into a smuggler's outpost. Fine, we'll go up here then. Just sucks that we did this, because now we gotta wait longer for our warp core to recharge. Oh, I didn't look to see, did that... yeah, the generator gave us enough processing. Hells yeah. That is great. I don't know why this is red either, because we've got, like, if you look at our crew, we only have 600 out of 960. right? So, like, I'm not sure why that's a red stat. Normally, they're only red if you don't have enough of something, but that's fine, I guess. So 60k, yeah, we've got a ways before we get the next one unlocked, but what we could do is put in this tractor beam, and that will help us pick stuff up. I'm also going to upgrade this blue radar to a gold one because I guess I got a gold one somewhere. I could add in another armed turret. I'm going to wait until we get a orange one or yellow one, whatever color this is, first, so we'll do that instead. Yeah, I don't need the extra shields, realistically, so we won't worry about that. We could put the exotic upgrade in, and that would probably push us over 3 million shields. Let's try this, and see if we can find the fucking AI. Like, we've jumped in so many empty space sectors now that it's kind of crazy we haven't found them yet. But that's okay. I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter too much because, you know, the longer we're in game, the more credits and resources and stuff like that we generate. So, that's fine. Maybe we'll find this AI. Maybe. So where's our generated at? So 51%. That's really good. We have double the energy we need. Basic, a little less than double, I guess, if you're getting technical, but I don't really care. And it's still only at 51 when we're recharging our warp core. So cool. That is cool. That just means that we can go really fast with our booster. So there we go. We found the AI. He attacks us because he detected a Xsotan. So the way this guy works, he breaks apart into pieces and stuff like that. So kind of the tactic is you break off the little pieces as they separate. He's not that strong. Like, he has basically no Omicron. But once he splits apart into multiple pieces, each of those pieces will do damage to you. So it can get a little bit daunting if you aren't destroying all the pieces as you go. So once we drop his shields, I think he's going to start splitting. It's normally how it works. Yeah, so he started splitting, and each of these pieces will generate shields as well, typically. But this is a really good boss to farm if you're looking for turrets and stuff like that, because you basically are killing a fuck ton of ships. So each one that you kill has the chance to drop turrets, and the turrets are typically decent-ish tech level. I don't know. Like, we've got 3 yellows already that have dropped off of them. I don't know if they're all turrets or not, but even if some of them are systems, it's fine. So we're gonna take out these smaller ships before we start fighting the actual big conglomerate again. Because that, like, this is honestly the best way to do this boss fight, because if you don't, you end up fighting like 4 or 5 guys that are all doing a bunch of damage to you, so you might end up getting overwhelmed, which I don't really want to deal with. And since we're staying roughly in the same spot, like, they should group together. Like, he's gonna fly away real quick so he can regen shields, is kind of what he's doing. So just kind of follow him a little bit, and then he'll break off a bunch more pieces, kill all the pieces. I'm not even actually targeting these ships, I'm just kind of like shooting at random because they're all clumped and all that. If you target them, your weapons will like, lock on or whatever, which is better for you, but honestly can't be bothered. Now, I know there's a big chunk of him up above us, and that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Like, they're not even really scratching our shields, in all honesty, so not too big of a deal. Oh, I did look up the boss name. So it's called the Big Brother on the one that you farm for Avorion. And, yeah. The only real difference is he shoots torpedoes every time he separates off. So that can be a little bit crazy if you don't have good shields and hull and stuff like that. But normally it's not too bad. If you, like, I mean, if you've got a good ship, it's not too bad, I guess. And the way you find him is you ally with a faction, and you get a mobile merchant, and he'll sell a beacon that will highlight him on the map for you. And then I think you have an hour where he's in that sector that they highlight. And, yeah, then he despawns out of there, and you have to do it again. But that's how you do it. If you chance encounter a mobile merchant, you can, or mobile equipment dock, whatever they're called, you can buy it from them too. But you can, if you're allied with a faction, get a beacon that calls one in, and that's a way to get around the like chance encounter thing. Anyway, you do have to be past the barrier though. He only spawns in the center of the galaxy. So anyway. And if he spawns in a sector with Xsotan, he'll actually kill all the Xsotan in the sector. It's kind of interesting. I think this artifact... Well, no, this is the AI artifact, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's the one that does the no miners, no gunners, no pilot thing, or whatever. So not too difficult of a boss fight in all honesty. Like, you just have to have enough shields to be able to, you know, sustain about 1,000 Omicron worth of damage for like 15 minutes-ish, and you'll be fine. Obviously, if you have a lot of damage on your ship, it's going to go a little bit faster because you can basically insta-kill all these little small pieces of shit that break off of them. But not required. I mean, you could probably do this fight with 2k Omicron, if I'm being honest. But you do have to destroy all the small guys that break off of him. Otherwise, it won't drop the artifact. So you have to kill every piece that breaks off, which can be annoying sometimes. Like if there's a tiny little piece left and you've killed the main guy, it's not good enough. You won't get the artifact. So just bear that in mind. You do have to complete kill him. But you do get a lot of turrets. Like, I mean, if you look at the loot around us, like there is a shit ton of just random drops. And some of them are systems, they're not all turrets, so that's fine. But even if we can't use these, we could potentially sell them and get a decent amount of credits out of this fight, so that is kind of good. Like, this is why people will sometimes farm the AI, because like, if you're hurting for turrets or money, like, you can sell all the drops off of this guy for money, or they might be good enough turrets that you can replace the stuff on your ship. We're getting close now. I think that big piece right there will break up like 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll be done, so no worries. But he's basically doing no damage now. I mean, 30 Omicron, like, it would take him years to get through our shields, so. And he doesn't have anything that's penetrating shields, so. Last little guy. There's got to be one more floating around somewhere. Yep. He doesn't even do damage. Poor little fella. There you go. So there we go. That's the AI fight done. We're going to go pick up all these systems and turrets and shit like that. So you get 2 exotics and the Xsotan. So that can be good. So we got an anti-fighter, so that's a waste. Be something good. Point defense, also a waste. But anyway, yeah, we did it. We got the AI beaten. Pretty easy. I mean, honestly, we lost, what, like 1 bar of our shield the entire fight. So 2 million shields was a little bit of an overkill. But that's okay. It feels good. Feels good. We're just going to go pick all this stuff up because there are some decent ones. So we got a couple plasma turrets. Got some, mostly point defense, I think, is what he drops primarily. But you do get some other ones mixed in, so not bad. Even if the DPS isn't as good as the stuff that we've got mounted right now, we can sell it. Because when you get the, like, blues and yellows on the turrets and systems, like, they sell for a lot more than the greens and whites, even if they're not great. So just selling all this stuff would probably be close to 1 to 2 million credits, most likely, maybe even more. I don't know, but hopefully we got some turrets that actually are better than the ones we've got mounted, because it would be nice to get over 10k DPS, if I'm honest. Just because the Brotherhood fight can be kind of a pain, in all honesty. So it would be kind of cool if we had some more stiffs, but either way. I am glad that we put on that tractor beam. It makes it nice for picking up all these drops, because you get like a kilometer range around you, where it'll suck stuff in. So kind of a good system if you're doing these fights. If you want to make sure you gather all the loot, that is. You also, like, if you send a salvager ship in, they'll pick up all the systems for you as well, and the turrets and stuff like that. So that's another option. I don't have a salvager ship, and I'm not going to waste the credits or the time to build one. So yeah, we're just going to pick this stuff up. So that is the mobile equipment merchant, which is who we need to talk to get one of the artifacts. If we're lucky, he will have the Xsotan we're looking for. So let's just check his goods. He does have it. You have to be allied? That's fucking stupid. That is stupid. Really? Really? I didn't know, like, I thought you just had to talk to one of these guys and they would sell it to you. That is dumb. That is so dumb. I guess we'll buy the turret control system, though. I mean, we're within 2 kilometers. We should be close enough to buy this thing. Come on. Like, really? How close do I have to be to him? Like, right up on him? I mean, that's dumb. I've got transporter software. There, we'll just crash into him and buy it, I guess. Whatever. That's annoying that he won't sell me the Xsotan artifact, though. Unless we're allied. So that means we actually have to build a reputation with a faction, which is kind of stupid. I think there are more drops. Yeah, there are. So we're going to go pick those up. Get out of here, mobile merchant. You didn't help me. I just wanted your Xsotan artifact. That's all I wanted. I didn't actually want that turret control system. I mean, I bought it because having a gold turret control system is good. But still, like, I wanted the Xsotan artifact. Whatever. Once you ally with the factions, you can buy a beacon that summons those guys. So it's not that big of a deal, I guess, but kind of stupid that you have to be allied to purchase the artifact. I guess they want you to have friends before you go and fight the Xsotan or something. Who knows? Oh, declaration of war from the fucking AI. Well, he attacked me. I can't help it. If he's gonna come and attack me, I'm gonna kill him. So whatever. All right, I think that's everything as far as the drops are concerned. So let's just take a look and see if we got anything good DPS wise. Not type, DPS. Bolter, that's trash. So no, not really. We didn't really get anything all that good. But we got a lot of turrets, I guess. System-wise, we got this one, so we wouldn't need pilots, gunners, or miners anymore on our ships if we install this, so that's kind of nice. We did get an unarmed gold and an armed gold. Oh, this is an either or, so that's actually kind of trash, but this one's decent. Got this, though that's a garbage upgrade. It's only worth doing the cargo hold upgrades if it's a percentage based one. Otherwise you like, so even this 8% is better than that 200 or 300, whatever this guy gives us, 200, because 8% of the like 38,000 that I have is way more than 200. So yeah, if you don't get the percentage boost upgrade, it's not really worth it. So I guess what we could do is a couple of free slaves missions. Like, how close is this faction to being allied with us, I guess? So we still got to go up 50k, so that's what, 3 or 4 more free slave missions. So we probably have the money. Let's do it. At least start anyway. I mean, if we need an ally, I guess might as well pick this one. I don't think I'm higher rep standing with anyone else, so. Or I shouldn't be. I mean, I've sold these guys a lot of asteroids and defended them from a lot of pirates, so. You get reputation for both. So basically, the free slaves, you just look at the bulletin board, and they'll have a free slave mission. If we see the one for the Xsotan artifact, we'll take that as well, just so we can do the Brotherhood boss fight or whatever. So acid. Okay, so none of them have free slaves. I thought they might, just because there is that pirate shipyard down here, so maybe in this sector they'll have it. But the free slaves mission is the best way to generate faction reputation. You get 15,000 flat every single time you do that mission. And it only costs like a few 100,000 credits. Or I mean, you can fight the pirates, and that's fine too. But normally it's easier, you just warp in, pay them the money, and then you leave, because a couple 100,000 credits is not that much. Helium delivery, huh? So none of you guys are slaves, I see. Interesting. Go up to this one then. You do gotta get lucky that they have the mission as well, so I guess that's the only downside of this one, but normally it's faster as far as faction reputation building to just warp around until you find the free slaves mission, as opposed to doing like the deliveries and stuff like that, because you don't get very much reputation for doing those. I mean, granted, you could just, you know, like defend them from pirates a bunch of times, and that would build your rep as well, but I don't know, like you'll be waiting for a while, because pirates only have a chance to spawn every 15 to 30 minutes, and I think the most I've ever gotten from defending someone from pirates is like 8k rep, so that is not a lot when you need, you know, like 50k rep, so. Bunch of resource shortages. I just wasn't sure if there were more stations behind me. Free slaves, there we go. That's the one we want. So basically, they will mark something here. You warp over, it's going to be a pirate shipyard with a bunch of pirates in it. When you warp in, the shipyard will hail you, basically. And you'll have the option to say, I'm going to fight you to free the slaves, or you can pay them, like, some amount of money. So, I've got the slaves, 210k. Sounds like a deal. Here's the money. Great. Dope. Then you just warp back, and you'll get 15,000 rep. So it's pretty easy. Like, I mean, yeah, it costs you 200,000 credits, but selling one asteroid will give me more than that. So I'm not too worried about it. Any sell from any of my automated mines will give me more credits than that, so it's totally worth it. Like I don't know, that's how I've always built faction rep. It seems to work pretty well. Cool. So there we go, 15,000. We still need, realistically, we need another one, so maybe we'll get lucky and they'll have a second free slaves in this system. Normally you have to warp at least one system though, but we got lucky. That guy needed some slaves freed as well. And there are 2 pirate shipyards right here, so that's kind of cool. If we decide that we want to build actual stations, so like let's look at the demand. So like we could build the displays, we could build energy generators, we could build power units, and they'll sell pretty well in this area. So by capturing those pirate shipyards later, we can convert them into those types of stations for half the price as if we were to use a station founder. So that is pretty good. So 211k for that. That's fine. Warp back. And the pirates shouldn't attack us when you pay them. Like, they shouldn't come over and bother you. Because basically you have like an arrangement that they won't bother you because they know why you're there or whatever. So you shouldn't have to worry about having good defenses or good offenses or anything like that on the ship to do this mission. So we need to do 2 more of those. It's kind of what it looks like. Let's just look. I doubt we're gonna get a 3-for-1. Like, I don't think I've ever... Fuck, we got a 3-for-1. Cool. Alright, well, no complaints. That's the first... That is the most free slaves missions I've ever seen in the same sector. Like, I've never seen more than 1 in the same sector, let alone 3. But that's fine. I will... No complaints. I mean, this will get us up to 86,000. We still have to do 1 more free slaves after this one to get to the point where we could propose an alliance or whatever. But 231, so that one was a little more expensive, but I mean, for $750,000, we just rose our faction standing by 45,000, which, I mean, this has taken less than like 5 minutes, right? So you can build faction rep relatively quickly. It's not that difficult, realistically. And supposedly it's required now in order to get the mobile merchant Xsotan artifact, so you're gonna have to do it. So we should be in excellent standing now. Yep. We can't declare an alliance until we're over 90k, so let's just look. Are we gonna get 4-1? I doubt it. I really doubt it. There probably aren't any more pirate shipyards nearby, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Energy generator shortage, I don't really care about. Yep. Okay, so there's no more. That's fine. That trade route's not worth doing. So let's go down to this one, maybe? Might be far enough away that they'll have the mission again. The other benefit of getting aligned with the faction is their buy and sell prices will be better. The resource depot, like, tax percentage is only 1% with allied factions, so like there are benefits to allying with the factions. Anyway, nope, I didn't want to build fighters. I wanted to bulletin board and get your free slaves mission. So this should be the last one that we have to do. Luckily, this ship has a pretty good warp range, so like we can make the jumps in 1. If it took more than that, it would kind of suck, but it's okay. Let's just look at the trade routes real quick while we're here. So nothing really worth it, in all honesty. So I'm not gonna waste my time. Not for 20,000 credits, like that's nothing. So. That doesn't even build an engine on my ship. at this point. I mean, back at the start of the game, that would be worth something, but you wouldn't have a cargo hold to even be able to do it, so whatever. See how much these guys are gonna charge us for their 10 people. 245. So it is a little bit more. That's alright. So it costs us about 1 million credits to do the free slave missions to get up to allied with this faction. Granted, we were already friendly. If we were only neutral, we would have had to do more. But that's okay. That is okay. Cool. Alright, so now we should have enough reputation with these guys. So we're at 100,000. So once you reach the threshold, which I believe is beyond 90,000, it's either 90 or 95,000 rep. You get this option to negotiate alliance. You hit negotiate, and it'll tell you how much it's going to cost. So you can pay them outright with credits, or you can use resources. So I like to use resources usually. So 200,000 titanium will get us 2 million. And then I guess we'll give them like 100,000 neonite. Well, it's not quite enough. That'll be more than enough. So let's do like, I don't know, 150k maybe. That's about right. So we'll offer that. There we go. We've got an alliance now. So we need to find an equipment dock, and then we can summon our little mobile guy to buy our Xsotan artifact. Assuming that he has it. Like, I'm going to be pissed if I buy the beacon and the one that comes in doesn't have what we're wanting to buy. Because apparently it's only a 50% chance. So this one does have an equipment dock, so we'll just warp up here into empty space because I can't be bothered. We will defeat the pirates first. Get a little bit of money anyhow. We are their allies, so I mean, in theory, we should be defending them now, right? But that's okay. Not a big deal. These guys should drop pretty quick. Like, this guy doesn't even have shields, like a fucking scrub. I mean, I don't even know how you can be flying around in this area of space without shields. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? That guy's almost dead. That guy's pretty far away. So we'll go for this one, maybe. Maybe. I wish I had railguns on this ship, in all honesty, so we could shoot from like 20 kilometers away, but that's alright. We don't, so. Not the end of the world. This guy's a little bit closer. Stop running. Let me kill you. Because I think the more damage you actually do to the pirates, the more credits you get. So we only got 93k for that. I guess, granted, we are in an alliance, so that might affect it as well. I don't know. But that's fine. Our warp point is ready, so we're going to go ahead and warp over there. We did get 3 triple cannon turrets, though, so that might be worth something. Maybe. It depends on how much DPS they have. So up to this equipment dock, they should sell a beacon that will summon a mobile trader. We'll buy one. I forget how... I think they cost like 1 million, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got 6.6. It costs 3 million for the Xsotan. So we should be alright as far as money's concerned. Like, we're not going to have a lot of money left over, but whatever. It's just the way it goes. We do have, you know, like stations building us credits passively, so we'll just rely on that, I guess, to build back up. Alrighty. So we need the equipment dock, which is over here. Fly over, buy his beacon, and we'll look and see if he has anything worth purchasing as far as systems and stuff are concerned anyway. We just can't spend all that much. Like, we can't spend more than 2 million on it, on things outside of this beacon, so, or else we won't have enough to buy the Xsotan artifact. So let's buy the beacon first. So, merchant type, equipment. This is the guy that you're looking for, is the Trade Guild Beacon. So it costs 1,000,000 credits to buy that. And then let's just see what they got. So they do have an armed turret one. I want to buy that, so we're going to buy that too. This cargo hold upgrade is actually pretty good, so we'll buy that. I'm going to buy the unarmed turret one as well, because they're yellow. I mean, if they weren't yellow, I wouldn't. I will buy this blue fighter as well. So these are trash turrets, so we're not going to waste our money on that. But we got 4.8 million. So just in case this mobile merchant doesn't work, we can afford to buy one more. So basically the way you use this, you go into your inventory and you will have this guy right here. So right click to use, or double click, that works too. So he's going to spawn in, he's right over here. We're going to fly over to him. Well, I guess we can see, does he have the artifact? He does. Dope. Alright, that's good. I'm glad he has the artifact, because it would have sucked if we had to spend another 1,000,000 to call him in. But we'll go over, buy the Xsotan artifact, see if he has anything else worth purchasing. Pick that up too, if he does. And then we're halfway there. That'll be half of the Xsotan artifacts. We'll probably do Operation Exodus next. Just because I want to get it out of the way, because I hate it. Like, literally, that is my least favorite mission. So, shield boosters a waste. Nothing all that good. Nothing all that good as far as turrets are concerned. So, okay, cool. We got that set up. Dope. So there we go. We now have Xsotan Artifact 4, which is the unarmed turret, so you get plus 10 unarmed turrets with this one if you install it. So that can be good. I'm not going to install it into anything, I don't think. Not at this point. But we could consider upgrading this to a gold one, or we could swap out one of, like, I'd probably swap out the tractor beam, I guess, to permanently install this one for an extra 6 armed turret slots. Which would, I mean, even if the turrets we've got aren't all that great, like, that would increase a lot of our stuff. Because we could put on this turret and this one, so between those two is another 1,300 DPS, push us over 10k, but probably not worth it. I'm just gonna wait, I guess, for now. But we need to go to hidden mass sectors and find a beacon, so we can begin Operation Exodus. I believe that's where you find them. You might have a chance to find them in the green sectors, but I think it's a little bit higher in the yellow ones, so that's where we're going to go. In Operation Exodus, it's not, like, it's an easy mission. It's a non-combat mission. But basically you have to fly between a bunch of points and warp all over the fucking galaxy and shit like that. And, yeah, it kind of sucks, so. It's not my favorite mission in the world, by any means. And we found another smuggler's outpost, so I guess we'll add a note. And this one does have a Botan inside of it, so we could pick up the Botan stuff if we wanted, but I'm not too worried about it right now. We'll do that later. We'll end up back at this part of space again, most likely, because it's by the barrier. And there are allies, like our allied factions right here, so this is probably where we're going to look for the wormhole or the portal to get across the barrier. So, no worries. We're going to warp over here. Hopefully we get lucky and we'll find a beacon relatively quickly. When you find your first couple beacons, they'll have either an X or a Y coordinate, and then basically what you do is along, so like let's say it's an X coordinate, along that X coordinate you just go to Y coordinates within there that are yellow sectors, and you'll eventually encounter another beacon that will give you another coordinate, and then you just keep doing that until you run into a beacon that has 2 coordinates, an X and a Y, and then you go to that system. There we go. Awesome. I'm surprised I got that. Mayday, mayday. We're being ambushed. Really? Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a beacon not be part of Operation Exodus. Strange. There is an asteroid in here, apparently. Or, well, maybe not. It might just be highlighting that beacon. No, there is. Is there any good demand in here? Not really. Well, I'm not even going to waste my time flying over there to sell it. Oops. Go this way. I mean, I guess we could ultimately use this to build, like, a steel factory chain system, because steel is decent on demand. But, that's alright. We'll do that later. Because we could turn that mine into a coal mine, and then build the, scrap metal station in here, and then a steel station, and use scrap metal and coal to feed the coal, or to feed the steel. Anyway, not a big deal. We'll do that later if we decide to. Normally I try to find an area that has demand for coal in addition to steel if I'm going to do that, just because it's kind of like you want to be able to sell everything. Alright, come on keyboard, cooperate please. My M key and my O key are going out, so that's why my map glitches like that. Anyway, not a big deal. Tough bandits, yeah, I'm sure they're real tough compared to us. That's alright. So we're gonna warp over to this one next. And while it's loading, I'm probably gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. It's like, it'll be less than 2 minutes, I guarantee it. Alright, we're back. Cool. So, oh, more smugglers. Dope. And this one has Boltan in it as well. That's interesting. These two outposts are really close together. Like, interesting. Hopefully we find this beacon soon. Because it's going to take a while just to do all the jumps. Once we actually get a coordinate that's close by us. Like, the one that I have is on the other side of the galaxy, so I don't really want to warp all the way over there. So, there should be another beacon, though. Like, they have them all over the galaxy. Like, it's not like it's centered in one spot, necessarily. Wow, a third one? Jesus. Alright. Apparently there's a lot of smugglers in this area of space. Too bad there's not a wormhole out to, like, the iron titanium region right around here. But that's okay, I guess. Because I'm not, like, we just allied with this faction, so it's not like I'm going to pirate them. And even if I didn't, I wouldn't be pirating these guys because they've got shields on their stations. I don't know. We'll see. Come on, beacon. No beacon. Just pirates. Just pirates. Doesn't really help us. Where does that? Oh, we're not by the entrance to that, so guess let's go down here. Let's see. You kind of have to get lucky, unfortunately, but hopefully we get lucky. I mean, we might encounter the AI a second time and can farm him for some more turrets and systems, I guess. Not like I really want to redo that fight, but if we do encounter him again, we'll probably do it. I actually don't know a whole lot about what they're putting in the DLC, if I'm honest. Like, I know that they're adding supposedly a bunch of endgame quests and stuff like that, so I'm curious to kind of see and check it out when it does finally drop and all that, but they're doing different stuff with docking. Like, what kind of docking stuff? Oh, that's kind of cool. If they actually add that, like, that'll be awesome, because then you won't have to use the shrink your station and turn off collision damage exploit to move your asteroids around. I mean, I guess you don't have to do that now if you use force turrets, but force turrets are kind of trash, so that actually would be cool. If they actually implement that kind of stuff, that'd be really cool, in my opinion. Just because there's not really a good way to move stations around once they're kind of set up. Which there should be. Like, you can put engines on stations. It's not like they don't allow you to place those blocks. They just don't do anything. So if you can attach them to your ship, that'd be great. Because then you can move them around and everything. So, like, you could potentially set something up. Oh, okay. Well, even if it's just claimable asteroids only, like, that's still pretty good. Because then you can move them out of the asteroid field before you turn it into a station. So that's nice. They're adding content into the game that removes the need for an exploit. So that's good. Oh, really? I'll have to look at that then, because I'm actually pretty excited to see the changes they're going to make with the DLC. So I'll have to look at trying to opt into the beta on Steam. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because I'd have to restart everything, but yeah, I'll have to look at that, and I'll probably play it on my game where I'm basically at the end, so we can check out everything. But I'll maybe I'll maybe stream when I do that, just so I can share my thoughts on it. But I also heard that they're adding in a bunch of, like, quests and stuff for the end game, or like bosses and things too. So there's a little bit more to do after you beat the Center Guardian. I mean, granted, like, there is stuff to do after the Center Guardian because there are other bosses in the game, but I don't know. Making fast launchers and attaching big hunks of rock ships. Huh. Oh, yeah. Well, you could do that, I suppose. Viable, I guess. Alright, there we go. We got an Operation Exodus coordinate. Great. Interesting. I might have to try that, because for something like, supposedly when you're fighting the Big Brother boss, collision damage is the best way to fight him. So maybe what I'll do when I try out the beta is we might try that, and we'll get the Big Brother boss located or whatever, and we'll try bringing an asteroid in and like throwing it at him to see how that works, because that could be fun. So let me just look, what is the coordinate it gave us? So Y272. So that's X, so 272 is going to be up this way, I guess. Yeah, 272's up here, so I need to find a way to get across this rift, apparently. We'll warp around and see if we can find a warp gate. But that's interesting. Oh, I'm sure people are having a lot of fun with that, honestly, because it's like a new mechanic type thing. Might be the new meta. You don't actually build weapons on your ships anymore. You just attach 4 or 5 asteroids and let them go. It's like firing torpedoes, but better, because they can't be stopped. With point defense turrets, anyway. Once you undock it, can you like redock it after? Because if that's the case, like you just, I guess you could do kind of like a single shot massive cannon type thing, and then you go pick it up after you fire, re-accelerate, and then shoot it again. Like that could be kind of cool. Alright, fine, we'll go through warp gate, I guess. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Well, I mean, if you're using a full-size asteroid, like, they have 4 to 5 million hull, so, like, I would think that it's probably still intact after you launch it. I mean, I guess it depends on what you launch it at and stuff like that, but even so, like, going through that much hull with collision damage, I would think would take a lot to destroy it. Like, granted, I guess the damage it would do would decrease the more times you use it, but might be kind of interesting. I don't know. That's cool. I'll have to take a look. So I guess we'll go through this warp gate, get across the rift. I'm so ready to be done with Operation Exodus, even though we just started it. Literally my least favorite mission. Literally my least favorite. Like, normally I leave it till the end, but I'm trying to do it now because I want it out of the way. Because I can get the rest of them. Like, I mean, what else do I have left? I guess I got the Brotherhood, and then I don't remember where you get the rest of them, I guess, but there shouldn't, like, we only need, what, another 2 more or something after that? So this is decent for processors. Good to know. 272. So we are going to be locked in on that coordinate and see. Let's see if this guy has the Brotherhood mission. Nope. Because I'm not against picking up the Brotherhood mission, like, a little bit early. Like, it doesn't matter. It just marks a location on your map, so you can go there and fight the boss, or whatever. So. We'll have to see. Wow, we are stacking the Trinium. 820k. Damn. That feels good. That feels good. I guess we can start building our auto miners out of Trinium. I mean, I don't have money to found a mine. I'm just looking to see what the demand is, because if it's good for platinum and stuff like that, I'll mark it with a note for later. Alright, so there's one right next to us, so hopefully this one will have the next beacon, so we can kind of progress. That's why I don't like this mission, because it's all RNG type bullshit base for the first little bit. That, and then you have to wait for your fucking warp drive to cool down. I mean, I definitely wouldn't do Operation Exodus before you do Botan, just because without the 50% warp drive cooldown, like, this would suck. I mean, granted, we have even more than 50% and it still sucks, but it's at least, you know, like, tolerable. Damn it. The pirates decided they wanted to come play. Alright, fine. So 55, 187. I kind of want to, like, that's probably our XTR. I guess let's mark the other one. Oh, it went away. Fine. Oh. There are some homies around us. Cool. I was gonna say, normally they only jam you if they're actually coming over to attack. I mean, they're stupid to attack us because, I mean, they don't even have shields, but whatever. Guess that's fine. That's their prerogative. They want to die. Happy to oblige. We might get a decent system out of it, maybe. Because there are some, or there's a yellow over there, so that might be something worthwhile. Probably not. Let's go take a look. It's probably like shitty point defense turret. Yeah, it's a turret of some sort. Oh, it's a triple railgun, but the DPS is going to be trash because this is a terrible region of space for where we're at in the game. But whatever. Guess that's fine. I guess we still need to find the mobile energy lab. That one sometimes can be a little bit difficult. Like, I'm not 100% sure, like, you go into a yellow dot, I know that, but it's not always the easiest. Basically, you just can't have Tesla turrets. And then there's the guy that only fights with Tesla turrets, so you just build a stone ship to fight him, and he can't do anything to you. We're getting close, though. I mean, once we do Operation Exodus, the rest of the artifacts should be relatively easy to gather up. Granted, it might be worthwhile to do another Botan, so I can put that in just a random ship, so I don't have to take one off of... We'll either have to fight Botan or Swax in order to open the gateway. Just because I've got 2 Xsotans, the Botan and the Swax one, installed on our main ship, and you have to have one next to each. So let me just re-automate this real quick. It's finished mining out whatever sector it's by. Alright, where's another good asteroid sector? That's a decent one. Jump down there, go mine some stuff, and then we can set it to refine over there as well. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I guess I could go to this one. It's a little bit closer of a warp. Doesn't necessarily matter. They're both in range. Wait for him to do his thing. While we move a little bit closer to this. There will be a secret stash in here. I just have to get within range of my object detector highlight range or whatever, which I think is like 9 kilometers, something like that. Because all of these are containers, but not all of them have something inside of it. It's literally only one. And it's always random. It's not always this specific one. So we got a mining system, we got 100,000 credits, and we got a launcher turret. Great. So we'll just keep moving this direction, I guess. We got to stay on 272 because that's the Y coordinate we got from the beacon. So it will be on this Y coordinate. It's kind of a crapshoot as far as what X coordinate it's going to be. So basically you're just stuck jumping around at random until you encounter it. Let's see, did the miner jump? Did. Cool. Okay, he's reset up. Hopefully that's a good system. I don't know. I don't remember all of them, but normally when they have over 1,500 asteroids, there's a lot of mineable ones, so it should be decent enough. And if he mines all the asteroids too quickly, we'll just move him to a different sector. It's not a big deal. I don't think the Operation Exodus beacon spawn in green sectors. Like, I guess I could tab out and look that up real quick just to find out, because there is one on the Y coordinate. So okay, yeah. It is just the yellow sectors, so no worries. We will skip the green one. Hopefully we're going in the right direction too. Like, I don't know. You don't really have an idea of where the X is gonna be. Kind of just random, all things considered. But normally this mission, like, you will end up on the edge of the galaxy at some point, so like if you're heading in that direction, you're probably going the right way. I guess we could perma install the scanner system. That would increase our deep scan to 10 from 5, so double it. We're going to do that real quick, because that might help us, because it'll detect more of the yellow sectors around us. So, alright, there wasn't one in between, but that's okay. Just move over here. It's not bad having a good scanner installed anyhow, so I mean, allocating a slot for that doesn't bother me that much. We might remove it at some point if we want to increase the number of turrets or something on the ship, but that won't be for a while. We still, like, we could pull off the tractor beam upgrade for more turret space if we want. So there is yellow. Please have the beacon, because I'm tired of jumping around. Because I doubt very seriously this is going to be the a 2-coordinate one. Like, I want to say you have to go at least 6 single coordinates first. Nope, just pirate, so waste, more or less. Nothing else is on that, so I guess we gotta go around this rift. But that's fine. We'll get there eventually. This is why this Xsotan artifact is literally the worst. It's cancer. Like, I hate it. Like, literally, I would fight all the bosses 4 times before doing this mission. Like, if that was an alternative, I would take that alternative every single day. Because at least with the bosses, like, there's a way to find the stuff that you're looking for. With this one, it's just random, so it's like, alright, 80 jumps later, maybe you will find it, but not guaranteed. So we're basically looking for a green sector that's right on the edge, so hopefully this one will have a warp gate that will take us across that rift. Gotta wait for the jump route to get calculated. I guess it gives us time to generate more credits while we're jumping around, because we'll have more gameplay time, or whatever. They do have a claimable asteroid, though. What's your demand looking like? Oh, this is a good one for processors. That's cool. Of course they don't have any warp gates. Why would they have warp gates? There's no more greens right there. So, I mean, I guess it's possible this one could have a gate across. Normally they're right up on the edge, though, so it's unlikely, but not like we have any other option, really. Because this one appears to go pretty far up, from what I can see. Like, it probably, like, goes over like that, so... Alright, cool. This one does have it. Awesome. North-northeast. No, that's not it. It's going to be an eastern gate, I'm almost certain. South. East. Or west. It's not east, it's west. JK. If I knew my directions, you know, that might help too. Did we fill out that squadron? We did. So we're going to make another one. So, I would think that my clones are probably done too, if these fighters have finished producing. So we're going to go ahead and train up some pilots. Yeah, they did. So, let's do another 24 of those, and then I'm going to focus on engineers first. Set up another 50 in the hopper, might as well. Cool. Made it across that rift. We are going to have to go across another one, however, to get back up to the Y that we want to be at. So, warp to this sector. Hopefully it has a warp gate that goes north. Once it calculates the jump route, meaning loads the sector. Well, and hopefully the yellow dots that are up on 272 on this side of the rift are going to be, you know, we'll have the beacon as well. Because it's not just getting to the right Y coordinate, it's also, you know, finding the next beacon, so. Anyway. But I do want to try to get Operation Exodus done before the end of the stream, if at all possible. Because then we'll be in a good spot. We can just go back in towards the center and call it good. So this takes us a little bit farther than where we want to be. So we 272 yellows. Start with this one, and then we'll work our way over, I guess. Beacon. Give me some luck. Come on, we want that beacon. And hopefully it's a 2-coordinate beacon, in all honesty. Like, we've been warping around so fucking much that it'd be great if it was. And we're pretty far out from the center now, too. Like, I don't know. What's the demand like here? Because there's an asteroid, so... not that great. Okay. It's always worth checking. Go to this one next. And hopefully we're not going the wrong direction. Like, it would really suck if we went the wrong way and we were supposed to go, you know, like positive X's as opposed to negative. But I know that this mission sends you out to the edge of the galaxy, so I would think that, you know, working our way outwards would kind of make more sense. But I could be wrong on that. Sorry, that went down a little rough. Found some more smugglers. Great-ish. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about the smugglers. Because I'm not going to be doing any pirating here, but whatever. Zen? Stop it, Zen! Anyway, we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it'll be this sector. Maybe. I mean, we have gone pretty fucking far from where we found this beacon, so... I don't know. We'll probably end up finding just some random one. Just like chance encounter. There we go. Cool. X minus 153. So we gotta work back now. Just fine, I guess. There's probably an asteroid in here. Yeah, there's one right there, so. What do they want in this area? Platinum's at 21 and gold is at 15, so we will note this for later. That way, if we decide to come back at some point, we can set up a gold platinum mine when we actually have the credits. But, cool. We found our second Operation Exodus beacon. Yay. Only took us like 30 minutes to do so, but I guess that's just how it goes. So, minus 153, go right here. Maybe we'll get lucky, get it first try. We probably won't, but maybe we will. Who knows? It's hard to say. Just kind of depends, I guess. Pirates, so not what we were looking for. I think I'm going to start pushing up, though, as opposed to down, because it's most likely farther out. Would be my guess anyway. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I know that this mission, it takes you out to the edge, so I'm kind of using that as a relative guide. Like, I know what the X coordinate is, so hopefully the Y is, like, decreasing, or increasing, I guess. Because that would take us out farther. I don't know. Hard to say. Huh. But I do think we need to find 5 single coordinates before we get the double coordinates, so we still have a few more to find, beacon-wise. See what happens. Hopefully we get lucky. As far as like the Mad Science Lab and the Mobile Energy Guy or whatever, I think those ones are close to, well, they're close to the barrier, I know that, but I think they're also chance encounters, so we're going to have to, after we do this one, to get the remaining artifacts, we're going to have to kind of warp around a bunch close by the barrier. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because we still need to find the warp gate or whatever. But the warp gate's pretty easy to find. You basically just look for yellow sectors right on the edge of the barrier, and it'll spawn in one of those. I do need to encounter Swax, or Botan again. And Botan's easy. Like, I found multiple smugglers' outposts that have the Botan guy next to it, so I could do that fight relatively easily. But it might be easier to find Swax, I don't know. It's whichever one we run into first, I guess. So no beacon. Maybe it'll be this one. Hopefully. It'd be great if it was this one. Ugh. Yeah, this is the worst artifact. It takes fucking forever, in all honesty, so... That's why I wanted to do it now. Get it done. Get it over with. Because it's the worst. Yeah, sorry guys. Like, I would be playing music right now, but I tried that before my computer crashed and it crashed, so I closed out Spotify to see if that helps, and we haven't crashed yet. Fingers crossed that didn't jinx us, but I don't know. I know that Spotify sometimes has like a massive resource dump type thing going on, so. There is the beacon. Cool. Alright, fine. We'll zoom out. Because you don't actually have to fly up to these, you just have to select it. So... Was that another 153X? Yup, it was. Great. Thank you so much. I already have a minus 153X, so that's really fucking helpful. I guess we'll just keep going out towards the edge. I suppose. I guess that's what it wants us to do. Because normally it'll give you an X, or it'll give you a Y, then an X, then a Y, then an X, that kind of thing, like it'll alternate. So, we found a beacon, but it wasn't a beacon that's helpful, necessarily. I mean, maybe that just will skip one of the, like, 5 or 6 that you have to do that are single coordinate. I don't know. But, that sucks that it gave us an X coordinate when we're already on that X coordinate. Like, really? I mean, come on. I already know that you're at minus 153X. That's where your fucking beacon spawns. So, like, thank you for giving me a coordinate that I already had. Well, we found more smugglers. Let's just see. Do they... Nope, they don't. It's just a delivery, so... Alright, so we gotta warp up a little bit to find more hidden mass. But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Like, this is kind of what you deal with when you're doing this mission, so... If you haven't done Operation Exodus yet, buckle up. You're in for, like, a 2-hour warp around, random bullshit type experience. Like this is the, like, they should change this, how you get this Xsotan artifact, in my opinion. Like, if they wanted to make the game better, like, this is how they could make it better. Like, remove this fucking mission, because it's stupid. I mean, I don't care how good your ship is, like, this mission sucks. Even if you have 100% hyperspace cooldown, like, it still sucks, because, like, you have to warp all over the goddamn world. But, whatever. Those are just my gripes, I guess, you know. It's how they make sure that you're playing the game long enough before you overcome the barrier, I guess. So, it's fine. Is what it is. We'll see, though. Hopefully we get lucky and we'll find, like, an actual Y coordinate or, like, an actual beacon with a coordinate that we don't have already. That would be cool, right? Well, there's one here. Let's see if we got lucky. Or if it's just another troll. Nope, it's a troll. JK. Mayday, mayday, our hyperspace is failing. I don't care about your hyperspace. Because you don't give me a coordinate to come help you, so... Thanks for leaving that message. It does nothing for anyone. Well, I mean, we are working our way out to the edge of the galaxy, I will say that, so maybe the next beacon we find will be a 2-coordinate one. I mean, we are, I would think that we're close to where the end of the mission chain is. Well, more smugglers, great. And granted, this is kind of out of depth where we could potentially pirate, so like this faction around here, this actually is a decent smuggler outpost for us, but I didn't want a smuggler outpost. I wanted, you know, like an Operation Exodus coordinate. Nothing really good on the mines. I was just checking the demand because I could amend that note to also say build like X such and such mine here, but nope. Why is it taking so long? We're in fucking empty. Oh, there's a wormhole. Where does this wormhole go? I'm not too worried about it. We're not going to travel through it. Ba-ba. Let's see what happens. Come on, give us the beacon for Operation Exodus. Or just take us to the end so we can be done with it. I'd be fine with either at this point, since we've been warping around for a while. But after Operation Exodus, we will do the Brotherhood mission next, most likely, because that's the easiest one. Because it's a mission, so like you don't have to randomly encounter something. Which is nice. Hopefully there isn't a rift blocking our path. I mean, I guess we could have gotten lucky and like this X coordinate is where the end point of the mission is or something like that, but I kind of doubt it. Like, I'm pretty sure that you have to get a specific amount of single coordinates first before they'll let you find the end. But I might be wrong on that. You know, like, I don't know everything about this game, so. Well, shit, there's a rift in our way. Maybe this one will have a warp gate across. I don't know. Hard to say. We do have to wait for the sector to load. It seems that opening up the map when your hyperdrive is cooled down and it hasn't calculated the jump route seems to kind of force it a little bit. And it does it a little bit better than just like escaping out to open up the menu or what have you. So that's kind of good, I guess. What is this? Huh, interesting. No warp gate, I guess. So that's kind of a shame. Let's see what the demand is. Nothing good. Well, maybe this one will have a warp gate across. It's possible, I guess. Oh, this faction's gonna get wrecked in this sector, apparently. They sent in a huge attack squadron. That's like 15 fucking ships. Like, damn. Especially for such a small sector. Like, they don't even have anything good. They got one trading post and a resource depot. Like, if you're gonna send that many ships, you should at least send it to somewhere that has, like, good stations to pirate. The AI do crazy things sometimes, I guess. Nope. No warp gate. There is an asteroid in here, though, so I guess it's worth looking. Nope. Nothing good, so we will just skip it. Maybe this one? And I'm not even looking for these asteroids because it's kind of like I'm only going to get 100K-ish on the credits for selling them, so why bother? We make more than that from our passive generation at this point, so. Come on, calculate the fucking jump route. So we can, you know, get across this rift. Well, alright, there we go.